Hi, hello, all our friends. How are you doing?
Oh, I
Your
have to
turn.
repeat? Yeah.
Yes, you have to repeat.
You can watch
I know
me.
you're
So
shocked now
yeah,
because you have a famous.
yeah, it's like a famous.
Hi, hello, all our friends. How are you all doing?
Ciao amici di Ollo, come state?
Today we have a different episode than usually. We're gonna record Alberto in or on the factory floor, and we will set everything for recording guitars.
Oh, yes, now I think it's okay.
For recording guitars, acoustic guitars, microphones, cables, recording devices, and of course, monitoring.
Oggi una puntata speciale dove vediamo come settiamo microfono, pedaliera, cavi, monitoraggio, proprio qui dove vengono fatte le cuffie Ollo.
Alberto, why does Italian sound so much better than English?
I don't know. Hi again. Here we are with something more. We have lights, we have pedal board, we will have microphone. This is a place I don't know, but it is a nice place. So the goal is to position the mic and use headphones to see how my guitars sound in a place that I don't know. So the idea is to use the pedal board for the stereo line.
Okay.
So we have piezo and microphone inside of the guitar
All right.
and reverbs. So reverbs will do the stereo image of the sound, and I will use the mic as the mono main part of the sound.
I have no idea about this because I'm really not a guitarist. I don't record guitars. I'm a drummer, and you know, drummers are always stupid.
I want a sound when I play live, like in my own studio. So I bought pedals and pedal boards in there to have a sound like mine. So I need some high-level compressor, high-level reverbs, and stereo imager, limiter, and so on. So the main idea is to buy something to have a good sound. Because when I'm at home, I'm relaxed. I have my guitars, I have my studio, and so on. But when I am outside my house, I need something that to my ears looks like home. And today I also brought with me this analog.
Heritage.
Yes, that's Heritage and IGS audio. Because usually when I am at home, I use this preamp with a bit of compression, but the compression is limiting only the peak. So I am passing by to have more bass and more harmonics in there. I am like a little boy seeing things, and rock is like a famous actor for me. So I was telling before that normal people look at Netflix and I look at YouTube, and sometimes I look at Ollo YouTube channel. So meeting Ollo is like meeting a super famous actor.
When you play, you monitor your performance all the time through the
With
headphones.
No. No, usually I have an amplifier on the side.
But doesn't that get into the signal chain?
Yes, it depends how to position the mic, because I also have a notch filter in there. So some frequencies will go inside the guitar with microphone in terms of live performing. Because in live, I don't have a mic in front of me. I only use line.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
This setup is sort of my home studio replicated in there.
I get it.
Okay.
All right. So this time, if you'll be using some sort of effects, without the headphones, you're not going to be able to hear them.
Correct.
All right. So you'll play by memory? Or?
Yes. If I can have headphones, it will be good.
Yeah. Maybe we can find a factory that manufactures headphones and borrow some from them. Yeah.
So we have two choices. Because the mic is a tube mic. So the tube is in there. If I put the mic like that, how do you say that one?
The diaphragm?
The diaphragm will be safe.
Okay.
If I put the mic like that, will be safe same time. But if it will stay turned on for hours, the heat
will go up.
Okay. But I can leave it like that, so it's not a problem.
It's not my microphone, so I don't care what you do with it. So. Lots of audio.
Yeah, Lotten Audio. They are making mics with the goals not to make something that sounds flat, but something that sounds ready for the performance. For example,
so plug it in and don't have the EQ or anything. Just
just put in there and it's okay.
in there, kind of okay.
Yeah. So this one is a large diaphragm microphone that usually is used for recording vocals, but with acoustic guitar sounds pretty good because of tubes.
Because of tubes, it also has two different filters, so it's a low pass and a high pass combination. Do you know where it goes?
Probably 80.
80.
Yeah. So this is the power. I got the signal for powering the tube mic, and this is the audio output. So from here, we will go to the recorder.
Okay. Just a fun fact. Are you like super smart, or is it random that you have two different colors?
I think it's half.
So you know which one is left and right?
I don't know.
You don't know? Just okay.
I can look at there.
So you're not that smart?
No.
Okay.
But different colors.
But it does make sense, right? If
it makes sense.
So you should remember for next time. Which one.
Yes, I can. Yeah. But I also have to remember which is the left and right from my DI output.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, because this is a passive DI and it's line isolator. So you can choose the impedance to go out of your pedal board.
Usually with these things, the radial are kind of like popular.
Yes, radial is very popular. Also, this one is quite a new product, and it's popular because it's passive, but have also the feature of line isolator that for this kind of pedals, like a digital simulator of electric amplifier, are quite good because you are going out with not balanced signal. So you are
unbalanced. Yeah.
Okay. So the goal was to build the pedal board to use it even on electric and acoustic guitar.
Fantastic.
Yeah. This is an expression pedal and I can command everything inside here. So if you're using a long reverb, I set that in that position, you have 30% of the mix, in that 50.
Okay.
So
you
not
control
zero.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
So it's kind of like a one-man band thing.
Yes. Because I love also to loop something. This is a looper. So when I'm playing for the intro and outro, I love to loop something just to entertain people or enjoy myself while playing. So it's quite simple because we have this multi-effect. This is a digital Dream 65 from Universal Audio. This one is sort of micro looper, reversing things, sort of fake synthesizer from Hologram Microcosm, a looper, and then the DI.
Can I touch your guitars?
Yes, yes, you can open.
So this is a Walden guitar, it says
yes.
on it. Sorry.
Oh, there's a back here.
Oh, wow. That's different.
Yeah.
Great. I'll be super gentle with it and I'll place it there.
Yeah. That's a Walden, that's a brand that I discovered because I fell in love with the baritone guitar and I was searching on the market the baritone that cost less but has quality. And I discovered the Walden brand. So I said, okay, let's find in Italy where I can buy this type of guitar. And I wrote an email to them. They were kind, replying and say, oh, you can find it in that place. And I was like maybe the only one playing that guitar in Italy because what was not so common. And then I was releasing some videos with my baritone because I did my reverse album. And they noticed that videos and they asked, oh, can we publish those videos also in our channel?
Fantastic.
And they said, okay, why not? It's good for me and good for you.
Sure.
And so we started this collaboration.
So this is the baritone?
Yeah, this is the baritone. And every time I show this guitar to people, I say they were wrong with the hole because it should be there and it's there, but there is a reason because having more bass.
It's also easier to get picks out.
Yes.
And also a great place for kids to play.
Yes.
I have no idea how to play. I'm just gonna.
Yes.
I'll get out of your way.
This one is also in open tuning. I'm from near Venice, from Dolo. You know Dolo?
No, but I know Venice.
Okay. So it's about 25 minutes from Venice.
To
to
North, west.
between Venice and Padova.
Okay,
So-
kind of east north.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and I discovered that Nova Gorica is really close to my house. I thought that was like 5 hours driving, and I said no, it's very close. That one, the black one, will be mono in the center, and that one fully left or fully right, and so on.
Depends on the color.
Depends, yes.
All right.
That one is an external preamp, so I have passive sensors inside,
Piazza, basically.
piezo, and microphone here.
Okay.
And this one, you can decide how many volume, and this is high pass filter and low pass filter for piezo. Sorry, this is piezo, and this is mic, and this is the main output.
Interesting.
So you can choose your sound. I did this mix because for that guitar sound good like
So
that.
it's equipped with all of that
Yes,
in a factory.
yes.
That
No,
comes with it, or that was like.
no, it comes with the Fishman standard, but on that guitar I didn't like Fishman because there was no microphone inside, only piezo.
That's why I
But
asked,
for
yeah.
my way of playing, I prefer to have mic inside. So this Phantasma is made from Acus, a brand that is making acoustic amplification.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So the camera guy, Mattia, any biceps yet?
Yeah, left one is gonna be bigger.
Like left one,
Left one.
like Popeye.
So for me, it's like bringing my entire home studio in that place.
Fantastic. When you leave, you can leave it here. It's
Okay.
fine.
Too close, you won't have a direct sound. You will catch the room sound and not the instrument sound.
If you're too far away. I
Yeah,
mean.
too far away.
And,
Yes.
and if you get like really close. Like,
Really close, yes.
something
Really
like
close
that.
is not good because you will have on your headphones sort of proximity sound, like sort of phasing and issues with phase probably. So some frequencies will be recorded higher than other frequencies.
Okay.
Okay, so usually I put like that, but it depends because on that guitar it's a strange guitar, so probably we will have to move when changing guitar.
What about these phase issues between the microphone you have inside and this one? Are you joining those like together, or sometimes yes, sometimes no?
It
What's the-
depends. When I am in the studio, I don't check, looking at EQ, but I am checking with ears. So in my opinion, if I have a good sound, I don't care if it's in phase or not, because the output is sounding good
Okay.
Okay.
So how do you know it sounds good?
because of my ears and because of
experience.
experience. I think so. Yeah. Sometimes it can happen that if you raise up the volume of the mic, you can hear the bass frequencies that are going down.
Yeah.
So this is the main issue.
In case you have them linked together.
Yes, with that button. This case is very cool because of that link.
I know.
So you can click because I also use the compressor as a channel strip on the main bus. So if I have a stereo signal, I
you
use
can
to
link
compressor.
those.
Yeah.
I know. No, it's a fantastic
Yes.
portable, small, deadly,
Yes.
or
Yes.
great. And if you forget about it for too long, it will burn down your house.
Yes. Correct. Correct. First time I was using, I turned on like for 4 or 5 hours,
Yeah.
and it smells like strange. And I said, but it was because it was new.
Yeah,
So probably.
now it's normal, of
Now.
course.
Yes. Now I think it's okay.
With the Neve, the original Neve, or the Heritage, like very similar, at least to my ears.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are very similar. I bought Heritage probably because it cost a bit less.
little less,
Yeah. But a friend of mine suggested because the color on the gain. And he told me that on guitars were good and he's a really skilled man. So I said, okay, I trust you and take my money.
Probably for fingerstyle playing,
Probably.
that's like that, or Neve is probably the best way to go. Alpine is like aggressive, I would say.
Probably.
I use it on drums.
Okay,
It sounds
yes.
great on the snare. And SSL is also kind of like super versatile,
Okay.
but it's never warm. So
Okay.
it's always, and also snappy. Well, that's, something that audio engineers will
We'll
definitely
understand.
know. So the
Yes.
SSL
Yes.
has always been famous for the transients response, for being like super snappy.
Yeah. I don't know if, but
Well, there's you can find that on our YouTube. I had an interview with Leo Abrahams,
Okay.
which is a really good guitarist and engineer, worked with Adele and
Oh,
Christina Aguilera, I think,
Nice.
and many others. UK-based engineer, guitarist. And he said to me in an interview that sometimes it's really cool to have a special piece of gear
Mhm.
in the studio so that it inspires you.
yes.
So if this sounds better
Yeah.
and you get inspired and you perform better,
Yeah.
it's worth
It's
all
okay.
the money.
Yeah.
So even if it's imaginary.
Yeah. I already heard that thing,
Yeah.
and I completely agree on that. Yeah.
It's time for the concert. Let's the show begin.
Oh, thank you. Time, time for the baritone.
Beautiful. Now imagine 5 more headphones and
Yeah.
everyone hearing the same as you.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
All good?
I think so.
You want to check, Rock, maybe the recordings, or you think it's okay?
I believe in higher power.
Okay. This is called Ginger Collins, and the inspiration was by a cocktail with ginger inside and gin. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you. You can tip if you want. I'm joking.
I'll give you another beer.
Ah, okay. By the way, you can hear the sound of that guitar even on headphones.
Yeah.
Now I have this that is controlling the delay.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so if I go there.
It's the amount of the delay. Or...
No, it's the mix. So now there is no delay. This is the tap tempo. Yeah.
Thank you, Alberto,
Yeah.
for joining, showing me these things. It sounds amazing in the headphones.
Yeah,
it
thank
really
you.
does. Completely different than in the room.
Yeah.
But hey, that's the acoustics. Let's there be lights. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. It was
Thank you
really
very
nice.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. It was
Thank you.
a pleasure. Learning new things, experiencing new things, and well, basically, I've played with another musician for 30 seconds. But
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I guess that's it. If the mix sucks, it's his fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. Yeah.